Shout out to the Alters that came out this week. Came out Friday. It is on Game Pass. I personally had no idea about this game until I started my June Metacritic video, and I just saw it on there. I started watching trailers for it and stuff. I was like, "Oh, this actually looks pretty
Oh, is that
sick."
when you knew about it? Oh,
Yeah, I had no idea about it until I started doing that Metacritic predictions video.
I saw it like a couple months ago, and just every time I looked at it, I was looking at stuff and went, I so the only thing I understood is there's multiple of this one person, but when I looked at like screenshots of one, I was like, I don't know what this game is. Is it base building? Is it survival?
Both.
Is it narrative?
Yes, all three.
Okay.
Yes, all three. Correct. So yes, no, everything he just said is correct. It's base building, it's survival, it's a narrative based, choices matter kind of thing. Where you are playing Jan Dolsky, you are a builder for this project, and as you and your team get to this world, everyone died on the way there except for you, and now you're just stuck in a situation with your big base. It's a giant wheel that can move around, and you. It's basically like very in my mind, and I think a lot of people's mind, based on just general reviews and stuff, like Fallout Shelter type of like
This is what it's
inspiration.
look like.
Yeah, it's very Fallout Shelter like, which I love because I love me some Fallout Shelter. Love me some Fallout Shelter. Um, the base is all built within the wheel, and the wheel again it can help move you around the world. And one key element to the game is the planet is just filled with so much radiation. The sun is filled with a lot of radiation, so you have to constantly keep your base moving to prevent from like the sun hitting your base, hitting you guys, whatever, because it's going to obviously kill you. So like basically every time you go to sleep, you wake up and it gives you some sort of heads up of like the sun is X amount of days away, the sun is very far away, whatever the case is, and it's just kind of ticking down of like when you start seeing like in my case, I got up to day 22 before something happened, and I either had the choice to keep going or backtrack. And I'm just like, I'm gonna come back to this and figure out what I want to do. If I want to backtrack or just keep full steam ahead.
Because the sun was gonna kill you.
No, just because something happened.
Oh,
I'll say what because it's not a spoiler because it's like it could not happen. It just depends. It's not like it's not narrative
a sandworm
spoilers.
attack.
Do it.
A sandworm attack.
No, not a sandworm attack. That's not a thing yet. I don't know because new things keep happening, so I have no idea. But no, so as you kind of get into it, you're just trying to find your footing. You're trying to make any sort of communication that you can, leaving the base, setting up different, mining little mining posts to get any sort of resources you can. And then when you finally are able to kind of get some communications going, that's when basically the head corp that's leading this entire mission, they're the ones that drop, hey, go use the quantum computer. Go if you go in there, you can do this and this, wipe everyone else's, mine logs, whatever, and yours will be left. Go in there and you can use what's called the womb, and basically go clone yourself, go make an alternate of yourself. They give you the heads up to kind of go do that. So you go in the quantum computer, you go through there, and you can see your entire life for the main one. Like you can see his entire life played out at different ages of just like kind of like his just traumatic trademark backstory of where he and his mom were super close. His dad was abusive. His dad was a drunk and everything. As you go through, you see where like he like doesn't stand up to his father, doesn't follow in his father's footsteps, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Meets a woman that he loves. They start to kind of drift apart. This happens, just everything that leads you up to age 35 when he joins this project. And when you're going into the quantum computer and the womb to basically pick a alternate, the first alternate you get is going to be the technician, just by default. So how it decides where it is just a single point somewhere in your life that is your branching point, where it's like if you would have done this is how your life would have went from there. So I think for the technician, I think it was like age 20, and it was standing up to your father, I think is what it was the branching point of where you became like a technician eventually, or you went the route that you went with the default one. And then when you go through the technician route, that's when you start seeing how the technician's life played out, just going through different jobs. You got a really good job, and there was a boss that he really looked up to, kind of bonded with, almost like a father figure kind of thing. And then apparently that boss was like buying like illegal stuff, for their plant and everything. Cops had to raid it. He got arrested. Then technician one felt betrayed, kind of thing. Like it's really fascinating seeing how all the different all the different branching life points play out for each individual character. Because like for me, in my case, the third character, the second alternate I made was the scientist. So it's the same thing. Like the scientist, his branching point starts after like you already had started like gone to college and stuff. So like default one chooses not to not to go after this science degree or whatever, and his professors were like really disappointed. And in the scientist's case, obviously he did. So in this route, you still meet the same woman, Lena, that you love, but with the scientist route, they just fell completely apart because he's focused on work, he's focused on being a scientist, she is also wanting to go do her thing with college. Like they meet later kind of thing, but they're good friends, and it's just this, it's fascinating to see all these different routes. And then after those two, from what I could tell, it's pretty much kind of free game on like when you're able to get another alternate who you pick. So I picked the miner because it's like I could use some help with mining. That would be great. That'd be awesome. I could really use help getting these resources, and his life story is traumatic as well. Dude lost an arm at one point, in a mining accident. So, you know, whenever he gets recreated from the womb, he has his arm, which causes him to freak out. Like, why do I have my arm? What is going on? And that's one of the most interesting elements to creating all these characters, is that conversation point between the real one and them of, yeah, you got created, you're a clone, and kind of navigating those waters of helping them kind of get on board. Because like at first with like the technician, you and the technician were really at odds because the technician is just under that mindset that
So wait, are you romancing yourself?
There's no romance.
But you're like you're talking to them, trying to convince them to join this project that you just brought them to. So like you're sort of trying to woo them and be like, hey, this is a great idea. Look, it's just all of us. We can just.
I wouldn't call that romancing, but you are trying to woo them in a way. Yes, I would call it romancing though.
I got a quick question for you. What do you do in the game? I feel I've been trying to like listen.
He has stated the narrative part.
Yeah, I'm going through the narrative aspect of things right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
John's like less story, more gameplay.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought we were going to talk about the game, but you're just talking about like the 3 alternates potential lives. And I'm like,
this is all important because again, like one key element to the game is maintaining the morale of all the alternates at the base. So like that is a key part of your gameplay, is like everyone kind of being on the same page to some extent, someone not being super pissed off, getting recommendations from certain characters, because that also opens up more doors. It's like when you and the technician kind of get on the same page, he starts giving you more ideas of what to do with the base or at this. Same thing with the scientist, and I assume the miner as well. I don't know yet. So this is also one of the interesting elements, is that depending on a few different choices and how you manage your time and manage your resources. I mean, people could straight up die. The miner straight up died for me at day 22. So what happened in my playthrough that I was working on is the miner with this arm that he has, right? Whenever he lost his arm, he was obviously on a lot of painkillers.
Did he just go too far?
So
did he realize I have the strength of 2 arms instead of 1 now?
No.
And he just caved himself in, which is too powerful or a swing?
No, he did chop his arm off though. He did chop his arm off. So he asked for painkillers because he's like, even though my arm is here, I still feel like the phantom pain, right? And it hurts like hell. He's like, I'm not a wimp, but if I'm telling you it hurts, it hurts. So you can agree, give him the painkillers, but then as you go day by day and he's working on something, you keep getting a notification, miner got into an accident. The miner got into an accident. The miner is injured. And you can keep confronting him. It's like, I heard you got in an accident. Are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. It's not a big deal. It's just a scratch. He's like, I heard you're injured. Are you okay? And he's like, it's not the painkillers, I swear. So it happened like 4 times. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take the painkillers away from you just to see what happens. And then he chopped his own arm off in the kitchen. And he ended up just dying from his injuries. So shout out to that. So now I think I'm going to try to backtrack and leave him on the painkillers and see if he's going to die by like an accident, by just getting injured. So I don't know. It's just interesting. Now, as for the gameplay, the whole aspect of the gameplay is like base building, trying to basically get rescued. You're getting this certain resource called Rapidium, which the Rapidium is used to create more alternates, and it's the whole point of the mission. It's what the Corp is there for, is the Rapidium.
I'm sorry, Rapidium?
Rapidium.
As in like repeat?
Yes, I assume.
So you can make alter yourself to repeat your life?
I guess you could look at it that way. Yeah,
Also,
it's a different way to look at it.
Also, imagine being the rescue crew this at the end of this and roll up to
and
this
it's like
base,
40 of them,
and there's just 20 of the same guy, and you're going,
what the fuck?
it's like, what do I do? I'm here to rescue one. Ah!
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're all one. Oh, yeah, right. You roll because like that's also that man. Honestly, I hope you actually get to see how that plays out because apparently with the whole quantum computer, the womb, the alternating thing, that's like a top secret classified thing. And the only reason why you were even told about it, it was actually like the head dude of this mission said, yeah, go ahead and tell him about it because like we kind of need the Rapidium. So like if he's there, we need him to get it. So like it's top secret. You can even do that. So I hope I get to see that play out.
So you say that always only makes me think because anytime alternate people are reacting, my mind immediately goes to comedic situations.
Right.
And so all I picture is them going like, so he's going to get you rescued. And what are we going to do? Do we tell him to start killing himself? And then just back on the ship, there's just all around a round table in the kitchen. So who's going?
Yeah, who's going to do it? Oh god, that's great. That's great and fair. That's a fair thing to think about because now you've got me thinking about it. It's like by the time I reach whatever the end of the game is, because I'm in Act 1 right now. So like, what is that? How is rescue gonna go when that time comes and I have like probably like 15 to 20 of me? You know what I mean? Now you've got me curious. But no, for the general gameplay, your whole idea is just to continue to essentially stay alive, avoid the sun. So as the base moves and gets to a new point, it's like we've already moved the base once, and the new point that we got to is blocked by a gigantic lava river. So now we're set up, and we're just mining materials, and we're trying to figure out how to get over it. By getting more materials. It's a step-by-step material kind of game, building your bases, assigning your alternates to go do different things. So it's just like technician, you can just assign him to general base maintenance, like, oh, hey, go make the food. If anything breaks, go take care of this, go take care of this. Obviously, the scientist, I keep him in the lab for all research purposes. The miner, he was helping me out in the field, but obviously he's dead, so that sucks. And then with them dying, it just pops up to the screen. It's like, miner's dead. Do you want to continue or load a game? And you can just reload and try to prevent it. So I can choose to just say, well, I guess miner's dead and just keep moving.
So if the altar's dead, is that it? You can't make another version of that one?
I don't know. That's one reason why I kind of want to hit continue and try again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because like one key story element that I was working on, I was in the process of working on, is getting him a new arm. Because like what was kind of talked about was just like, get him a new arm, whether if it be like a prosthetic or like grow him a new arm with the womb, which is something the scientist was exploring with a serum that was going to grow him a new arm.
I thought you said he already had an arm.
Yeah, he chopped it off.
Oh, so he didn't die from just chopping it off.
No, yeah.
It was a couple day thing.
Yeah, it was a couple days, and I was trying to get all the resources to do everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and it was completely like at random for me. It wasn't like, it was first thing in the morning. Like I'm out in the damn field. I'm mining some organic material, and all of a sudden it just pops up midday at 1 o'clock. Oh, miner's dead. I'm like, what? It's like, damn it. So, again, now I've got the choice to keep moving or try to reload. So I don't know. We'll see. But, it's been a lot of fun for the few hours that I've played, man. It can be a little stressful with a few different things that kind of pop up. Because I'll tell you where things really started to derail for me, where I feel like it probably kind of led to the miner dying because I kind of had to go backtrack on stuff, is there was an electromagnetic storm that took place. And man, it fucked shit up. It fucked shit up at the base. Me and the tech was constantly having to repair stuff, and it just kind of set me back on a couple things. Which then you can just further help with more research stuff and more building to basically help further streamline stuff like a standard base building game like this. Like just think Fallout Shelter and your early humble beginnings of what your vault was like and what it was like after playing the game for X amount of hours, right? I mean, it's the same concept. You get more people, you streamline your efforts on everything, and then I guess we will just continue to see further what the actual like overall narrative is besides just getting rescued, because it's multiple acts. Like I went through the prologue. I'm in Act 1. So in terms of the overall narrative, the only thing that we have is that we're trying to get rescued. They're working on the rescue mission, and we're here for this Rapidium that we found, and we're still mining the Rapidium to help further accelerate the rescue. So
that name.
Yeah, that's the name. So sorry, buddy.
I was looking at the Steam page over here because I'm like, I still have no idea what the fuck this game is.
Just base building survival.
You say that, but then you're like Fallout Shelter and like
talking
about being out in the field. I'm like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah,
the screenshots don't help you do it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
They do eventually.
Yeah, like I had to watch the trailer to fully grasp
They
it.
do eventually get you there because that's why I was confused over here because I'm like, is this like? Are you just looking at a screen and you're saying you're out in the field, or are you just telling your character to go? No, okay, you're actually going out.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the fuck this game was.
Yeah.
I've never looked at it before.
Yeah.
And your description was just making it more confusing for me. But I guess if you don't know what the altars is, it's hard to describe apparently.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely one just to kind of give it a shot.
Even looking at the screenshots, it still didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You have a database where you can make your other selves.
Yep.
You have a top down or side down or side forward Fallout Shelter type base building.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have like any standard survival game of stepping outside, touching grass, and grabbing materials yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. You see, when you said the base was a wheel, I was picturing like a cool looking like traveling thing, not that goofy bitch.
It is goofy, brother. You are not lying. The base looks so stupid.
I had to do. I like that. You may have seen me be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I did.
It's
That's what I
basically
saw.
a wheel
The
with
picture of
like
the wheel. I was like, "What is that?"
It's a wheel with like just a bunch of connexes. That's all it is, dude. Like it looks dumb, but it works, and you can further upgrade the wheel too for more like just room space. And
Maybe you can make an engineer one, and he tricks that thing out.
Yeah, more than likely. Because so where I'm at now, the other options that I've got is I've got a general worker who will just stay in the workshop the whole time. Let's see, I've got a researcher, which is different from the scientist, and then I've got one called a guard, but he's not like I saw that. I'm like, is he like a physical guard? And kinda like the description that reads for it is like, when all the other altars act up, he'll pull them into a certain room and set them straight. And I'm just like, okay, all right, buddy, I don't have that room yet. It's not even an option for me to unlock yet. But so I'm gonna hold off on that one.
So you have another one that just puts people in their place.
Yeah,
if they're about to start a mutiny.
Basically, I got like a therapist one that I can make. I mean, basically,
It sounds like you probably should have made those before your guy offed himself.
right?
Hey, buddy, I keep hearing you using too many meds. Why don't you step in my room and we can talk about it?
Basically, no, because dude, when the arm thing happened, it was first thing in the morning. My guy woke up, and I get a little ping from the technician, and he's just like, "Hey, man, we got to talk." And he was in the kitchen. All right, let me go down to the kitchen. Walk into the kitchen. Him and the scientist are just cleaning up blood off the floor, and I'm like, "What happened?" It's like, "Yeah, he chopped his arm off." I'm like, "Why?" And then he was useless for a few days. He just,
Not just a few days.
Yeah, dying. So I was like, "Ah, crap." So I don't know. It's been a really interesting game, man. You can go through. Your alternates can get into arguments as well, and when those arguments happen, it's just trademark, pick a side or stay out of it. You can just walk away and say, "I'm good." And when you pick a side, sometimes it does. Yeah, it'll literally tell you does nothing, or it gives you an additional quest where you can do this, whatever.
I think the problem is you're trying to be too involved with it. Don't you got shit to do?
I got a lot of shit to do.
Let's figure it out.
I'm working on it.
They may be clones, but they're adults.
I'm working on it, brothers.
We're all adult ones. Figure your shit out.
Basically, that's yep.
At the end of the day, they're coming to rescue Juan Prime.
One Prime. And the only one that
That's the only one that needs to make it.
Yeah, and the only one that fully grasps that and doesn't really give a shit to the scientist, because obviously he's a genius, and right when he woke up, he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, this is what's happening. So what went wrong?" And he's just like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm just here to do your bidding, I guess."
So he just look at the Prime One and went, "How'd you fuck this up?"
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and he basically roasts. He's like, "Well, I can tell you don't process information as quickly, so here's another way I'll explain it to you." And I'm just like, "God bless, fuck you." So no, it's been a really fun game so far. I've been really enjoying it. Look forward to playing more. Like I said, it's on Game Pass, so it's worth a shot.
You think you'll ever get the one that became a clown?
I wonder if there would be a comedian
playable character.
I wonder if there's facts. That's basically Juan Prime. If we're gonna be honest, you look at his life story versus the other. He's basically the clown. That's not wrong, because I think it was actually I think it was actually Juan Prime where it's like later on in his story, it's just like, he's going to parties, having a good time. The jokes are just rolling off him, is what it said. So yeah, actually, you're not too far off. Juan Prime is basically the clown.